Hey guys, so today we're going to be going over forearm stands, and I want to give you 3 tips to help with your alignment, actually getting into the forearm stand, and then how you can bail out of it and not use the wall. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is just shoulder placement and hand placement. And you have a few options for hand placement. The most common one is just having the palms down onto the mat, just like you're in dolphin pose. And then the other one that I really like to do that not a lot of people use because it's less stable feeling, but it opens up the chest more, is flipping the palms over, so almost like you're reading a book. So the hands are going to look like this as you place them down onto the mat. And what happens when you flip the hands over is you'll notice when I'm here, my shoulders are internally rotated a little bit more, and when I flip them over, it just kind of helps to externally rotate the shoulders and open up my chest. So you can play with either of those, hands down or palms up like you're reading a book. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and use my palms up because that's what I'm comfortable with. It doesn't really matter where the hands are, for me anyways, in terms of them being further apart or closer together. The main thing that you just want to look out for is having the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. We start to run into trouble when the elbows are super out wide and then the chest is sinking down towards the mat, and we lose that line of power. You can see that there's not a straight line from my shoulder to my elbow. So make sure you're drawing the elbows underneath the shoulders. Place the hands wherever they need to go, wherever they're comfortable. And then from here, we can actually start to work on getting into our forearm stand. So you're going to come up and start in dolphin pose. See how it feels. And then just start taking little baby hops. So we're going to walk the feet in until the shoulders stack over the elbows. And then just start taking little hops off one foot. Maybe finding a little bit of air time. And then maybe eventually stacking the hips over top of the shoulders. And then play on the other side. So we're always going to have a fun side where one's going to feel a little bit easier than the other, and that's fine. So those baby hops are a really good way to start to play with catching some air, but not overshooting until you're ready. So the worst thing that's going to happen if you overshoot is you either cartwheel out to the side or you fall over into a wheel. And it may not look very graceful at first, and that's fine. I really like to bail out into a cartwheel because I think it's safer than falling over into a wheel. So what that'll look like, if you kick up and you decide to overshoot, you're going to cartwheel out to the side just like that. So really a cartwheel is just shifting the weight from one arm to the other. So you could see how I moved that arm as I transferred my weight from going all the way over out to the side. So you're just redirecting that energy. The other option is falling over into a wheel, and sometimes people are more comfortable doing this, and that's fine too. So if you overshoot, whoop, fall over into your wheel. So those are the 2 ways that you can bail out of a forearm stand relatively safely. It's not going to look graceful at first. My falls certainly did not look like either of those when I first started. But I think the biggest thing with any inversions is just getting over the mental fear. Most people aren't scared of arm balances or forearm stands or inversions. They're scared of what's going to happen when they fall out of them and they don't know how to catch themselves. So knowing how to safely catch yourself is the most important thing, and then everything else will just kind of fall into place after that. So those are your 3 tips on forearm stands for the week, and I hope it helps you guys out.